Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We've got a load of juicy news for you today. Star Citizen's art director has left the project. Some dynamic events are about to start. Star Citizen talk ship in their latest Star Citizen Live. Alpha 3.18 saw a delay and the upcoming Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is real soon. Let's plow through a summary of this week's Star Citizen news. From the Cloud Imperium weekly newsletter, our Jumptown and Ninetales dynamic events return on Tuesday, the 25th of October, for a week of action and mayhem. Big changes are coming to Jumptown in Alpha 3.18, so get into the fight for your last chance to experience this iteration. So I will chuck the schedule down to those dynamic links below. But yeah, it's running from the 25th of October till the 2nd of November. Cloud Imperium have also confirmed 3.17.4 will be the patch for the 2952 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and that the 3.18 live patch is going to be delayed until December 2022. Let's hope they can get that patch out then. The Crusader Spirit Q&A has been released. These are the latest concept ships for Star Citizen that compete with the Freelancer and Cutlass series. They're two-seater ships, they're very cool looking, very Crusader. They can be pretty multi-role. We've got a C1 that's mainly for cargo, and it can carry up to like a Cyclone-sized vehicle. The A1, that's the bomber variant, and you've got the E1, which is a VIP transport ship. We've got a full breakdown of that ship on my channel, as well as a bit of a deeper look at the Q&A. There was some major issues with the stats of the ship when the Concept SCL first launched. Major inconsistencies with stats and things like that were shown. That's all now been resolved, so check out my videos on that and learn more if you're interested. The sneak peek this week in the newsletter looks to be part of the resource system. It's a big pipe that carries, oxygen or liquid or something, but it's going to be part of that resource system that Cloud Imperium are building. There was a reasonably meaty Star Citizen Live taking flight. I've got a more in-depth video coming up on this, but let me take you through some of the highlights of what they were talking about. They want more ship choice and diversity, VIP transport type gameplay like the E1 and Genesis Starliner will be able to do is not a short or mid-term goal, sort of bear that in mind. There has been a wheel physics update. Concept ships are not purposely nerfed after release. The issues with the Ares Ion, for example, were to balance it in the short term, and they don't want to have like a ship that comes out and it's just far too OP for the game's current meta. The pipeline for ships is now very refined and has lots of elements based on what manufacturer a particular ship is made by. Cloud Imperium will continue to build and iterate on their master mode system. Player feedback does help, but it is such a big change to having like a definitive travel mode with quantum control mode and combat mode with standard control mode SCM. We saw some 600i concept updates. The exterior of the ship is pretty much the same, but the interior space will be much better utilised between the variants. It's got a sensible cargo lift, an armory, luxury livery areas. These were all shown off. Cloud Imperium have opened part of their new office up in the UK, and employees are coming back there now. There's still more to open and finish off in that office, but more and more employees are coming back to work actually in an office rather than from home. PES, persistent entity streaming, means that they had to clear up a load of that old code, and they've sort of moved into using PES for everything now. Salvage is also coming along well, and they're sort of like in the bug fixing sort of phase at the moment. There was a thread, 3.17.4 full wipe ? Wonder if 3.17.4 will be a full wipe. So Jake Acapella responded, no wipe is planned for 3.17.4. 3.18 definitely will have a wipe though, as it's needed to implement persistent entity streaming. A follow-up question was, will this also be a reputation wipe? And the response here was, hey all, checked with the team and a reputation wipe is still being discussed. We'll update you once a decision has been made. Paul Jones, Star Citizen's art director, has left CIG. So, he put out a series of tweets on Friday, the 21st of October. So, this is indeed life-changing and worth a toast. After nearly 9 years, more images, feedback, and artwork than you can possibly imagine, my shuttle stops here and I step off. Today is my last day at CIG working on Star Citizen. People say the journey is more important than the destination. I'm not sure. I honestly had that in mind when I started, but rather a general idea of direction with a hint of what sort of team I wanted to build. I followed it the best I can, keeping true to my personal compass, and with it I've encountered and worked with some great folks, some you might even call exceptional, providing further fuel to the fire to keep the creative engine going. I've learnt a lot, experienced so much, and seen our concepts go from strength to strength. Star Citizen is now well underway, many pipelines built and teams cranking. But now is an opportunity for someone else to step in and advance ships to the next level, adding fresh thinking and enthusiasm to keep the community engaged and internal artists motivated. Staying motivated is tricky, but you know what's also hard after all this time? After doing the familiar, knowing the people, sitting at my desk, in my home working day in, day out, embracing change. But change is the only constant in life, and if you've read my book, you'll know that life is for living, for chasing, and for pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It's time for a new challenge, to boldly go where no PJ and his amazing wife have gone before, and then see what happens. Wish me luck, and watch this space. No spoilers for those in the know, please. After receiving an influx of kind messages and love from the Star Citizen community, Paul Jones then responded again to this sort of tweet storm and thread. Wow, that was quite humbling yesterday. The volume of support was overwhelming, unexpected, and amazing. So, this is definitely a loss for the project. Paul Jones was a very talented and embedded, worked on a huge amount of stuff for Star Citizen and for CIG. So he worked on over 40 ships, from the Gatak Rylan to the Idris to the Kraken to the Corsair to the Starrunner, Ares, and much, much more. He had been there for almost the whole length of the project, and at least had been there for the whole length of any considerable development time for the project. It's a shame he is moving on, but I have no doubt that Cloud Imperium will be able to get other talented artists and heavy hitters like Paul Jones. There's lots of other people that are very similar in role to the art director at Cloud Imperium with slightly more poncy titles. I certainly wish Paul Jones luck in the future. Met him a couple of times. He's a fantastic chap, very well and softly spoken. Yeah, he's a bit of a legend, so it is a shame that he's moving on. Boom. That's it for today's news, but what do you think? Are you disappointed to see Paul Jones leave Cloud Imperium, or did you not really know who he was? Or you're like, oh no, that's a devastating loss. Obviously, Cloud Imperium have got loads of other fantastically talented artists, but I think it's a shame to see a long-running sort of friendly face leave the project. Are departures like that just expected after 9 years? 9 years is a massive amount of time. Are you looking forward to the travel versus combat master mode changes coming in the future? What do you think of the 600i updates? Have you picked up a Crusader Spirit? What do you think of those new ships? Will you be getting involved with the dynamic events over the weekend? Do you love Jumptown and the Nine Tails Lockdown, or you're like, take it or leave it, I want something new? Where's Xenothreat? I want more Siege of Horizon. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. NordCon 2952, the road to Nord 4.0. What do you want out of nordvpn.com/BoredGamer? Nord base building? Nord hunting 2.0? A dynamic Nordonomy? I'm personally looking forward to the latest Nord cruiser. In the meantime, I'm going to make do with NordVPN protecting my data from insidious space pirates and giving me unrivaled access to all the content that the internet has to offer. Use the links below. Note, NordCon 2952 does not actually exist. Also adding to my shell pile, Tobii Eye Tracker 5 gives you precise head tracking and control with your eyes. That's the sound of my eyes controlling the lasers, giving you unprecedented immersion in Star Citizen. You can basically aim lasers with your eyes. Pew pew! Use the links below and code BoredGamer for discount. Every month we have a ship giveaway for Star Citizen. For October, we're giving away a Cutlass Black with pirate skin, lifetime insurance, and Star Citizen game package. All you need to jump into the game. Just comment on any of my videos made during October to be in for a chance of winning that. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider becoming a channel member with the join button below my videos, or potentially becoming a Patreon. You'll get access to some exclusive content, and it really helps the channel out. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and have a great October.